I helped a subscriber go from 0 to 10K a month with copywriting in less than 60 days to prove that it's not luck. And in this video, I'm gonna show you every single thing that I helped him with to actually get those clients to make him over 10K a month. I'm talking what niches he was in, what outreach methods he used, and how he actually did it. Now, the student that I'm speaking of is named Zenos, and I recently did an interview with him on this channel about how he's currently making over $18,000 a month with copywriting. So make sure you watch that video after this one. But in the video I'm going to show you today, I actually pulled up screenshots of our conversation of some of the advice that I gave him that helped him reach this 10K a month copywriting goal. So here are the top lessons that I actually helped him with. So this is a message that I'll put on screen now from back in December when me and Zenos first met. Now, we were both basically in Hustlers University or Andrew Tate's course, the real world, or whatever you want to call it. And needless to say, the outreach in that course was just not working for anybody. Now, in case you didn't know, at the time, way back in December, Hustlers University was basically where all the copywriters were going to learn. But the outreach that was taught in there was so bad that literally nobody was making money with it, and nobody was actually able to go ahead and get clients, which is exactly why I went ahead and taught Zenos how to outreach. Now, look, if you want an in-depth course on how exactly I perform this outreach and a look over my shoulder as I get copywriting clients, I have a whole free 1-hour course on outreach on my channel. But for right now, I'll kind of just give you the overview of exactly what it looks like. So here are the 3 lessons that I taught Zenos on how to actually outreach properly so that you can get copywriting clients quickly. Number 1 is that Instagram dominates email every day of the week. Look, back in the day, back in December, everybody in HU was saying how, oh, IG is only for hitting up baddies, it's not for actually getting clients. But, with my Instagram outreach, everybody actually started getting clients, which is initially why my channel blew up. It's because I was sharing my outreach methods and they were actually working for people. And Instagram is just 25 times more effective than email. I mean, that's just the long and short of it. You see, emails are way too easy to ignore, right? When you get an email, I mean, you ignore probably 90% of the emails in your inbox, whereas Instagram DMs, you might actually look at it, you might actually check it out. And then with an Instagram DM, there's a name and profile attached to the message. So if you have your Instagram profile set up right, then the client or the prospect is gonna check you out. You're gonna see, okay, this looks like a decent ass dude. And then they're gonna actually be incentivized to work with you. And you're differentiating yourself from a whole bunch of random no names, right? If you're just an email with a name and a one little display picture, then I don't even know who you are. Maybe you're a scammer. And the second lesson, of course, that I taught my man Zenos was to follow up without being a pest. Look, if you were in HU back in the day, they were teaching follow up like, hey, just bumping this up in case it got buried in your inbox. Hey, just bumping this up. Hey, did you see my last message? I mean, that is extremely annoying. So what you want to do essentially is the opposite. Instead of just annoying them by saying, hey, did you see my last message? What you're going to want to do is follow up with value. How do you do that? Well, you follow up from a different angle every single time. For example, if you followed up with them previously and you said, hey, I have a Loom video, do you want to check it out? And they said no, or they just ghosted you. Well, maybe next time you want to make kind of a witty, funny follow-up. Okay. And then maybe next time you want to send them a straight video saying, hey, what's up? I'm Tyson. I'm a copywriter. I was wondering if you wanted to chat. Right? So following up with all these different angles ensures that probably one of them is going to hit and probably one of them is going to make them actually reply. And a lot of the times you're just one reply away from changing your life. And of course, the last outreach principle that I taught my man Zenos so that he could hit that almighty 10K a month mark in less than 60 days was to be as personal as possible. Man, the more personal, the better when it comes to your outreach. But what does personal even actually mean? Well, you see, back in the HU days, or back in the old days when they were teaching outreach, they said that personalized emails basically just looks like you just personalize the first line, right? You give them a compliment. So this would look like, hey bro, I liked your last video on bicep training techniques. It was really cool. Anyways, do you want to hop on a call with me and see if I can sell you my copywriting services? Needless to say, this outreach was dookie, bro. Everything about the old outreach, man, it was just dog water. So how do you actually be personal in your outreach? Well, it's really not that complicated, okay? So kind of like I said before, the big thing that helps me was sending people videos, right? Sending people videos where I say their name, I say their business name, I say exactly who I am, and I ask them if they want to chat. The reason as to why this is so great is because these businesses actually feel special when you outreach to them like this, okay? Whereas if you used to send them an email with a personalized first line, they're gonna recognize that right off the bat, okay? Look, these prospects are getting outreached to on a daily basis. They've seen all this personalized first line stuff, okay? What they don't see all the time is people actually taking videos for them, or what they don't see all the time is people being super personal throughout the whole email, okay? Not just the first line. And those are the 3 outreach principles that I taught Zenos that really helped him level up his game and get those copywriting clients. And the second piece of advice that I shared with Zenos that I actually put on screen now was how to actually build his Instagram profile so that it became a client magnet. Now, as we can see from the screenshot here, he actually said he's gotten over 6 inquiries in 2 days. 6 people came to him and said, hey bro, are you a copywriter? Well, I kind of need some copywriting work right now. And that's how he actually started getting some of his high paying clients. See, people always ask me, yo Tyson, should I build some sort of website to show my copywriting skills or some things about me? And my answer is always no, because Instagram is always the best website. Instagram is your business card when it comes to copywriting, because you can show everything that they need to know on your profile. You can show what kind of things you like, you can show your knowledge, and you can also show some of the past results and testimonials that you've gotten from your previous clients, which of course even builds your authority more. See, when it comes to a website, you're gonna have to send them a link. They're gonna have to trust you enough to click on that spooky looking link, and then they're gonna go to your page, presumably, and they're not gonna want to do that anyways. It's just gonna cause what's called friction, right? Friction is basically when there's an extra step added that's just gonna deter people from taking it. Whereas if you outreach to them on Instagram, you don't even have to ask them. They're just naturally gonna go to your profile and check it out a little bit. Now you gotta know they're not gonna go through every single one of your posts and every single one of your videos and actually watch you and everything like that, but they are gonna skim through it, okay? And then skimming through it is gonna give them the social proof that they need to actually build that authority and get them to trust you at least a little bit enough to hop on a sales call with you. And of course, if you're wondering exactly how you should set up your Instagram profile as a copywriter, I actually have a whole video about that on my channel that you should watch after this one. And again, pretty much every answer to any question you could possibly have when it comes to copywriting is actually on my channel, and I've made a whole video about it. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And last but not least, of course, the next biggest thing that I helped my man Zenos with so that he could reach that 10K a month mark was actually picking a niche. Because picking a niche as a copywriter is crucial, and 90% of copywriters do it absolutely ass backwards. See, he made the mistake that so many copywriters make, which is niching down way too far. What do I mean by that? Well, when you have a niche, okay, you have basically a subcategory of businesses. So something like fitness, for example, okay? But my man Zenos was out here saying, okay, well, I want to work for these kettlebell personal trainers, these personal trainers that only use kettlebells. And I'm like, bro, you're only gonna have like 10 people who are in that niche. The people who are in that niche are not gonna be 7 and 8 figure businesses. They're gonna be some small random dudes. And this, of course, is yet another terrible lesson that's promoted highly in Andrew Tate's course. And I know it sounds like I'm really pooping on the course right now, but I mean, that's where a lot of these bad habits when it comes to copywriting actually came from. So how should you actually go about picking your copywriting niche? Well, there's 2 main things that you have to keep in mind. One is to keep it broad, okay? Now, I know a common saying is that the riches are in the niches, but that's not necessarily true as far as our copywriting experience goes. So look, what you're gonna wanna do instead is mostly just pick a subcategory of one of the big 3 niches. So for example, you could pick fitness, and then you could pick personal trainers, or you could pick the financial niche, and then you could go for online course guys, or you could go for business coaches, or you could go for investing coaches. The reason why is because in these niches, you're gonna have a much larger pool of prospects to pick from, and the prospects in those niches are way bigger, okay? They're gonna have a lot more money, and of course, you're gonna wanna work with these businesses who are 8 and 9 figures ideally, okay? You can settle for 7 figures and probably multiple 6 figures, but you wanna go for the biggest guys possible, because needless to say, they have the most money, they have the most people on their email list. I mean, you're gonna really change your life if you land one really huge client, because then not only are you gonna make a lot of money from that client, but you're gonna be able to use that client for referrals in the future, ask them, hey, you have any other business buddies who could use a copywriter? Of course they are. Or another thing that you could do is, of course, use their testimonial to leverage more copywriting clients. I mean, you're really only one outreach away from completely changing your life. And like I said, I have a video on my channel about literally anything. So if you want a video that goes more in depth about niches, I suggest you watch that one after this video as well. But with those lessons under his belt and some guidance from yours truly, Zenos, my man, was able to reach that 10K a month mark. And now you know everything so that you can reach the 10K a month mark as well. Anyways, guys, I'll put a couple free courses on screen now that you can click so that you can learn more about copywriting. I'll also put a free outreach course on there, which is 1 hour of pure value. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.